Hello, everyone. Welcome to Blizzard Breakdown Week 2, the place where we go over everything and anything that happens in the Community Snowball Cup. For today's guest, we have me, staff member of the Copydog, because Zach cannot make it today. From the Escort Division, we have Neo, who on Squirtle
Hello.
Squad. Our manager from the Control Division of the Bois, we have Apple.
Hello.
And then our player production member from Reverse, we have SirMe.
Hey guys,
How you guys doing today?
good.
That's it. Just
That's
good.
it.
That's it. Just good. Just good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's just how I answer every time.
It's every day's good, right? All right. So we'll just do a little recap of our divisions. For Control, we have Du Bois, No Weebs, Bahama Mamas, and Pride, and then for Escort, Reverse, Squirtle Squad, Kaiwai, and Pachamayu Rangers. Not like anything exciting there. All right. You guys ready for this?
Yes.
Also, I would like to note that Copydog pronounced kawaii.
Yeah, and then
Why?
It's Kawu.
kind of yeah.
Okay, cut. Another take.
Cut the VOD.
Kawaii. Okay. So, all right. So our first game that we have to discuss is Kawaii E-Girl. Did I say it right? I feel like
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
I think you got it that
Kawaii.
time.
Kawaii E-Girls versus Pachamayu Rangers, and this one was a little bit of a shock to me. So let's talk about this. What do you guys think of it overall?
I'm gonna be totally honest. I did not watch it.
Kev kind of named on Pachamari, and that was the end of the story.
Yeah, I've got to say
Yeah.
I wasn't entirely sure who was gonna win, but I wouldn't have expected Kawhi to start. But I mean, they did all right against us. But I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't. This was a match that I was really unsure about because both of these teams have been kind of question marks for me. Like, I only know a few players on each, so I can't give an overall evaluation on either of them. But to me, it just shows that Kawhi's doesn't have like they have a good mental where they don't just like they get 4-0'd one week and then just die the rest of the season, which is a good sign.
Yeah, I was really surprised that Pachamari did not take this game. I thought this was like going to be an easy one in the bag, and so did a lot of people, honestly. Just because of how Kawhi did last week against Squirtle Squad, like they did not do good at all, and then they just came out and like clowned on Pachamayu Rangers. It was a shock to me.
Kind of funny how like 90% of the matches Pichu was playing, they won. So
And then
It's
when
obviously
they lose,
Pichu.
they lose.
that
Pichu is
means
just-
now it's Pichu Bongo instead of Pichu Bomb.
Exactly. It's
And may I say, Axel Paxel was not playing that whole game. So
yeah, you know that's
obviously-
got to be a really big reason why they won.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, Axel's one of the worst flex supports in the league. Honestly, like he's got a really weird profile picture. It just really
Just everything's off about it.
everything's just wrong with him. You know?
Everything is wrong.
Everything's wrong with him, dude.
If I
It's
saw him
just-
in a dark alleyway, I would just walk the other way.
yeah, I mean, like if I saw him in a dark alleyway, I would just shoot myself.
Oh, okay. I think
I mean,
the biggest thing that helped Kawhi this week was actually having a main tank for the game, though.
Well, I mean,
Pichu.
is Pichu amazing?
Well, no, they had a Sigma player, like. 'Cause
Oh,
last week
I see.
They had like what? They had Null in Element Null.
Oh yeah, they had Null and Volt in for most
Yeah.
of the maps.
And now
against-
they have Pichu, and I don't even know the guy's name, but he really impressed me.
Anonymous.
Yeah, a Moose.
Anonymous.
Yeah. Anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the E-Girl? I think that's the E-Girl.
Wait, there's two?
Whoa, there's more than one. Okay,
Dude, did
hang on. Change the
Bro.
logo. Hang on, change the logo. It's not Kawaii E-Girl. It's Kawaii E-Girls.
Kawaii E-Girls.
Yeah. But like Comic Sans us.
Yeah, hang on. Let me fix that real quick.
Okay. But on Pachimari's side, like, I don't get why they lost this because they have all the pieces. They just can't put it together.
They're just
Like,
too uncoordinated. From what I
Yeah.
saw when I play against them in week 1.
like, I don't even know if they have like a shot call or anything. The way
Yeah.
they're just playing.
Yeah, I haven't really watched a whole lot of patchy stuff, and I don't know if I've ever been there for a scrim against them. But from what I can tell, they're just kind of unorganized, and like even though they had some, like they used to have Lethal on their roster, who's a decent hit scan. Well, decent. But from what I can see, it just everything else and like the synergy wasn't there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
Yeah. I don't know. They have Nick, who I like is like heard as wanting to be traded or something like that, and then they have Silver Star, who did not look good in the first map that he played because I think he played first map, and then you have your tank line of OJ and Z Power, which I don't think is working well in this meta specifically. I think they could be a good one if it was Ryan Zarya, but this meta is just not going for them. And then Schaffler has been alright, and then Snowman has just been non-existent in my eyes. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean OJ is a good he's a really good main tank, but I'm not super sure that he's well suited to this meta. I was on Busan Bloom with him for a while, and he was always fairly aggressive because that's the playstyle he's used to.
Mm-hmm.
But in this kind of meta, you can't really do that when you're on Orisa, which sometimes can be problematic, especially when you're running up against like a Doomfist or a Reaper or any of the close range DPS that are the meta now.
I agree with that. I was impressed with OJ when we were like doing tryouts and stuff because the Sigma, I don't think Sigma was in the game at that time, like at the early like scrims and stuff like that in Pugs, but like I don't think his Orisa is that good at all. I think it's just average. And then Z Power Sigma has been like hot and cold. Alright, moving on, we have Reverse versus Squirtle Squad. What we call the controversial game, aka Bob Ross situation, aka the game no one knows how it actually would have ended. So we'll just touch on it really quick because it does have to be talked about. So Bob Ross was streaming the game along with casting a game, along with hosting the lobby. He accidentally made the mistake of going back to lobby when Squirtle Squad was up 5-3 on an overtime push on Kings Row. It was 1-1 the series at the time. Also, they had Magical, which because the shady trade happened. And then, so after the Kings Row map ended, they decided to go play Watchpoint. Am I right with that? Watchpoint
Yes.
Squirtle Squad won that, and then they went back to play Kings Row because Kef, shout out to Kef, he recreated the map perfectly, basically. And then Lilith, computer died, and then the argument was of, do we let a sub in or not? And then the rules weren't clear on that situation, and then Reverse forfeited the map, and that's why it's 2-1 to Squirtle Squad. So we did make a bunch of rule changes to make sure nothing like this happens again. But besides that, we could talk about the first two maps, because the first two maps I heard were pretty competitive. Let's talk about it from your guys' point of view.
So you want to go first?
Sure. On Nepal, we kind of got rolled. Like, we weren't coordinated that much. I think on one map we did pretty well, though. But, yeah, on HLC, we did a really good, I think Penguin kind of popped off with his pulls, and I'm pretty sure we also abused the Bastion. So that's pretty poggers.
First, I don't know if you guys really ran the Bastion that much, and I remember at least the first attack you guys had a lot of trouble with our Bastion.
Mm-hmm.
Really, what I think that came down to was we were not very practiced on that map, which really hurt us. And also, just going back to that whole trade thing, when you guys had your actual roster in, we kind of rolled, and then you just got a ringer from another team.
What do you mean our actual team?
Oasis.
Who was this magical?
Oasis.
Okay.
As in your manager. Do you dispute that statement?
No, I don't dispute that statement.
Yo, SirMe's actually gonna bench Oasis.
Yeah,
Monka. But yeah, I think Nepal went really well for us. It took us a little while to get situated in what we were supposed to be doing. Like, I think the first fight on the first point, we kind of messed that up, but we recovered. And then second map, like I said, when you're not very practiced on a map, it kind of hurts. But it was close, and honestly, the series was really fun. Aside from the 3-hour pause,
the second half of the game. Other than that, it was pretty good.
I mean, and Watchpoint was just kind of a roll.
Listen, a person on our team decided they wanted to go Gibraltar because I don't know, they couldn't run Bird on it or something like that because Vantage Farah good, right? But the problem was we had never ever scrimmed Gibraltar, and I don't know why anyone on our team thought that was a good idea. So that's just us being stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those two maps, some of it, or Horizon and Jib, some of it is no practice. I feel like at least part of it on Jib was we recovered better from the pause than you guys did, or even though the pause was like more disadvantageous towards us. But overall, I don't think that Gibraltar should just be disregarded as some throwaway map. Like, it was still a map, and I don't think you guys were throwing it in any way.
In going into map 4, our mental was just absolutely boomed.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. It's like a lot of our people were pretty boomed too, but we did a pretty good job of which is pretty important when it comes to team stuff. And that's, I mean, Kings Row was really close for what we played of it.
I'll be honest, I think we could have won that. I think Reverse could have won that.
I think, well, I mean, obviously the people from the team that played the map are gonna say, "Oh, we're going to win that map." But
from a non-biased perspective, we had it was 50-50 who would have won that map.
I think so.
I could agree with that.
It was pretty even. It could have gone either way. Ultimately, it was just a draw in the end, and just because of a little mistake.
Yeah.
Like we had just had a really good overtime push. With like 1 minute, we almost ended the map.
Abuse of Bastion.
We were not playing Bastion.
Were you not? Okay,
no.
I'm just stupid. I just think everyone's playing Bastion.
SirMe, come on.
Oh, he's not
What were you guys playing?
I think it was like Doom Reaper.
Oh, okay. You guys were playing that. Okay.
I don't remember.
All right, now moving on, we have Bahama Mamas versus the Bois. 0-4, a roll, like, to say it nicely. MVP. Oh, I forgot to talk about MVPs. For the Kauai Rangers, it was Kef. For Reverse Quarter, it was Neo. And then for Bahama Du Bois, it was Magical, Apple, Pigeon, EMP27, Underdog, and Stewie, but not Shash. So, I hosted this lobby, so I watched the entire game, and Bahama just looked like yikes.
To be
fair, absolute garbage.
To be fair, they pushed it back and they still didn't have players in the end. So I'm blaming managing for their loss, or their lack of even a game, really.
Yeah.
Because it was just a solid roll. They had, like, I'm pretty sure Rockcrafts, who doesn't play DPS on May.
Reaper.
It was just not good from the managing side, and hopefully, since Mint TT left, there would be Platinum, I think, is their manager
Platinum,
now.
Yeah.
Which I think is an upgrade for sure, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to help the team too much.
Yeah.
I think in the long run it'll help them, but right now it's just kind of difficult for them because I'm pretty sure Platt said something about their old manager not hosting any private pugs to scout out new players, and they still don't have a main support, and like you said, they had someone who doesn't play DPS on DPS. So really, I think what Bahama comes down to is if they can actually stabilize and find players to fill the roles that they're missing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But other than that, we kind of look kind of clean. Not gonna lie, kidding.
Well, we
kind of popped
off. We kind of got some nasty combos.
Fourth map, Stewie pulls out the legs, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, he lost the legs.
No. This is how we get Stewie to actually try hard, right? We say, "Ayo, Stewie, win us King's Row, and you can lock the legs next map." instantly goes in every time and kills their
Yeah, I
Doomfist
do that
every single time.
I know, dude. He kind of
Yeah.
made Kaz look bad.
Yeah, and Kaz is a good player, just he's not in the meta.
I think
Which
he's
is
the best
which
player
is just
on
a
Bahama.
yeah, like a lot of the good players that aren't doing well is just because they're usually not like used to these meta heroes. Like most of the main tanks are probably Ryan/Monkey Tricks. Like a lot of the DPS don't play like the not fun DPS like Mei and stuff. So it's really hard for everyone to try to adapt to this. But the teams that have already adapted are already like dominating everything. Like us, Squirtle,
Yeah.
even Kawaii Eagles. They recently adapted to it.
Yeah.
And they just have this strat of help Kef win, and Kef just goes on flanks and kills your whole entire team.
Yeah.
Like we played a scrim against them, and they actually kind of nannied on everyone. Yeah,
Leaks.
they're like okay. Kawaii Eagles stonks are far up in the sky right now.
I believe it. They
I believe it.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But on to our next match.
Yeah, on to our next web. Last game, we had No Weebs versus Pride. Another roll, a 4-0 coming from No Weebs, with Epic Shock being the MVP of that map. Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really watch this one just because it was super laggy and it was hard to watch. And I think
YouTube streaming.
Definitely scuffs.
Because Twitch, a shout out to Twitch for breaking. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this game. I just think Pride is still continuing to struggle.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of got the same issue as Bahama, where their roster is just unstable.
And they recently picked up Tanic, right?
Yeah, and they had Grim, but they didn't play him for that game, which was kind of weird. And then they released him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard he was just toxic.
Well, what I heard,
I don't know
first
about
of
that
all-
one.
That's
First
what I
of
heard.
all,
That's what I heard.
I know Grim. And
both
I know for a
SirMe and
fact-
I really know Grim, and he's
Yeah,
not toxic.
Yeah, no, I heard that
At all.
either he was toxic or he just didn't gel with the team, something like that, or he wants to be on every team.
He didn't want to be on the team from the first place, is what I heard from him.
And also, from what I heard, he got benched because he had to go to dinner mid-scrim.
Oh yeah.
That's what he told me, so, take it with a grain of salt, if you will.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. Now moving on. Is that anything else before we move on?
Minecraft. Okay, next.
Next.
All right. So now we are on to map predictions. Right now, Escort is leading in the prediction things because I think Kef last week got all 4 matches correct because he actually predicted Kawhi. And then production is slacking. Shout out to me and actually Ranter. Ranter got like all of them wrong.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's Ranter. What do you expect?
All right, so
Wow.
for the first game this week, we have Reverse going up against No Weebs, and Neo's a little alone here, predicting No Weebs to win this, while everyone else says Reverse is going to win 3-1. Neo, why do you think No Weebs is going to win?
I feel like it's going to be a pretty close game, to be honest. But in the end, I just feel like I have more faith in some of the individual players from. I'm not trying to shit talk you, SirMe, but.
Oh, okay. I see.
No.
Yeah.
I have more faith in. I have a lot of faith in some of the players for No Weebs. And I think if they play their cards right, I think they can definitely win the series. But it's gonna be very close either way. And honestly, my prediction, it could go the other way. It could be 1-3, like you guys are all predicting. But in any case, it's gonna be close. I think it'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it should be hopefully a good game. Hopefully better than last week's Sunday's games. But moving on, we're pretty much tied on this one. 2 going Pachimari, 2 going Pride. I predicted Pride just because I think Pachimari's falling off right now. I think that Snowman doesn't want to play anymore. They only have 2 DPS players, and that's Nick and Silverstar, and I don't think they're going to be good in this meta. And then, yeah, I think their only good-looking spot right now is their tank line, and that's still kind of average.
I mean, but we're comparing these boys to Pride now.
Well, I feel like
Pride is just kind of dog. Like
I feel like Pride has had a little bit of time to work things over, and maybe this year we'll see Tanic starting for them, which I think would definitely be a big help. So really, I think it comes down to how much Pride has been able to improve in the span of a week, which it's probably not a lot, but Patchy has been kind of falling off, and their roster's really unstable. So,
And
Sorry.
hopefully they could like deal with their internal issues too. You know.
right, I've heard a lot of stuff about how Patchy, like their
Yeah.
players, are kind of.
I heard that I'm predicting the upset with Pride, but I still think like just at the end of the day, I think Pachimari again is just not going to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Pachimari doesn't win this game, I think they're just done for the rest of the season, unless they completely gut out and then do a whole new team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
'Cause,
mean,
like,
they
you're going
do
from-
have. Oh yeah, actually true.
Yeah,
Just
like
thinking about their
this is-
schedule.
This is the last team like they're gonna get an easy game off of for a while, or a game
Well, they
we
have
should
BM
be
later.
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, like but when did they have BM? Like almost
I don't
some of the last couple weeks.
I can't look at it.
Well,
because-
every team makes playoffs, right? Or did they change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every team makes
I
playoffs.
thought
Yeah,
every
we'll touch on this real quick. Every team makes playoffs. The top 2 seeds get to choose what opponents they go against.
So they don't get a bye.
No, they don't. I mean, if all 8 teams go in playoffs.
Okay. Yeah.
But the top 2 teams get a pick. Because so let's say like the third place team just completely falls off at the end, then like the first place can choose them, or they could just choose like the bottom seed, whatever they want. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so on to the Bois versus the Squirtle Squad game. Now,
This is a good one. I think this is the one that determines which team is actually the best right now.
this is the match of the week right now.
Yeah.
As we've both seen, they have 4-0'd Kawhi and we have 4-0'd BM. So therefore, we are both top contenders for the teams because we're by far and by above average, right?
Leaps and bounds we hit.
Leaps and bounds
Leaps and bounds.
above the other
Leaps and
teams
bounds.
right now.
And this match, honestly, at the end of the day, this match could determine who gets the higher seed in playoffs.
Yeah. This it has a lot of implications, to be sure.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think it's too close to call for either side. Like we've scrimmed the boys before, and it's always been really close. So, I'm just hoping for it to be fun, which I know it will be. Because the last time we scrimmed you guys, it was great.
Yeah, that was a good scrum. Everyone had pop-off moments. Both teams kind of fed.
Yeah. Which is, Overwatch.
which is scrimming in Overwatch.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a good game. I'm not saying. I think the highest chance of it's going to map 5, but I think it's going to come down to more so DPS and tank line. Because I don't even know what y'all supports are, but they have to be semi-good. So I believe in y'all.
Imagine not knowing about G-Man.
Oh, yeah.
G-Man. Okay, never mind. They win 5-0. Hold up, let me find.
Bakanje is eligible
Yeah,
this week.
we have
Bakanje. Oh, the
Bakanje.
Mr. Pointed SR himself.
Yeah,
Dude.
Bakanje is available this week, and then Spooky
It's
is
Bakanje's
available next
season.
week.
Wait.
How is he eligible for this league? He's GM.
Yeah,
Like, what?
that's not big brain in my opinion.
I honestly don't know, but
It's because
Sure.
his SR average would barely fell. and
Yeah. But do you have point SR? That's kind of dumb. I think even if say you're plat and you get drafted into this league, but you climb to Grandmaster, I think you should be ineligible. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Because say you're
a lot
already
of
high
people
diamond.
there's a lot of people who are getting ineligible from that. Then
Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah.
true.
There's a point where you climb to a high enough
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Which is
true.
No,
Well-
I agree with you that he shouldn't be eligible, but at the same time, if he's not eligible, there's going to be a ton of other players who should also not be eligible.
Right.
So it's kind of like
Yeah.
if you hit one, if you take out one, you got to take out all the other ones.
Exactly.
Or it's not fair.
But then you have to decide, is it better for the league at that point or worse?
Yeah.
Right, because a lot of the
So-
teams, regardless of how unfair it is, are kind of built around these players, and just
Yeah.
taking them all out would
Would
kind of
be
destabilize
kind of
everything.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
this next season we'll just put more rules in order to prevent
Yeah,
stuff like that. But
probably.
even then, I don't think one man can make a difference, even though he probably can. We'll see.
Not
I would
one
never
man.
seen him play. So
Not
I'm
one
actually
man
excited.
should have all this power. On to our next game, Kawhi versus who now? Bahama? Oh, it's
Bahama.
gonna this is just gonna be a roll. Kawaii just runs circle around them solely off their DPS.
I
Especially
think
think-
like you go to the tank. I think Gil is pretty good, but Destined and Rock are like kind of Papega. And then
Yeah.
you have their healers. Joltzer has honestly like I did some private BM stuff. Joltzer is really really good, but like he's a pretty good flex support. But then they don't have a main support.
Wait, what about Gum Sauce? Isn't he on Bahama?
Yeah, Gum Sauces is Gum Sauce a main support?
No,
He's
Gum
not
Sauce.
flex support.
Yeah, Gum Sauce is hella good.
Yeah,
Like,
I've been impressed with Joltzer just with playing with him. He's really good. He's a good calmer as well. But I just think because I think with just Gil, I highly rate Gil because we play with each other a lot. He's on my Rose Cup team, but I think just Gil, Kaz, who isn't built for this meta, and then Joltzer, who's like a healer. So how much can you really do? I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah. I feel like Kawhi will lose the map because they'll. I feel like they'll decide to sub Axel in, and that's just a bad idea. You know, it's just kind of it'd be like that. But no, I think Kawhi's looked pretty good, especially against Patchy.
Yeah.
And I think their stonks are going up.
Stonks.
Definitely.
Stonks.
So maybe one day they'll be able to sub in Axel.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
All right, but there is no tier list this week as well because Zach didn't have time to make it, and we also didn't send them to him. So that's
L.
cool. But if you were to like say bottom teams, top teams, we could just talk about it.
Okay.
So top teams obviously Bois and Squirtle Squad. Probably mid tiers reverse. And reverse can get to the top teams if they win this match. Because
Yeah.
no weebs I think is going to be like the guardian of the top teams unless they just decide they wanted to win and then they go and win.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm seeing. And in the bottom teams, obviously you have Kawhi trying to almost sneak into the top teams, probably on the same level as no weebs right now. And then Pachu and Pride and Bahama are kind of just floundering at the bottom looking for answers.
Yeah, I think this week it's like the first game is like which team is third and fourth, like pretty solidified between No Weebs and Reverse. The Boys versus Squirtles, which team is the top one. Patchy versus Pride is Pachamari actually falling off, or is this just a little stump and they'll get over it? And then the Kawhi game is just Kawhi rolling, so...
Yeah.
Like, I wish I
Yeah.
could say nice things about Bahama, but it's really hard to. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
I get that.
Bahama.
Alright, but moving on to the week 2 predictions. The big upset, obviously the Pachamari versus the Kawhi Eagles. It's really hard to see. 11 people picked Kawhi and 46 picked Pachamari, and we all know how that went. Squirtle Squad was more voted than Reverse, but is still really close. Pride, no Weebs, and then Bahama, Du Bois was pretty much how it should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing really too surprising.
Yeah, I think the only surprising thing really was the Kawhi upset. Or
Yeah,
it wasn't even
definitely.
an upset. It was just Kawhi winning.
Yeah.
All right, and then our final thing to touch on is the Oracle this week. Well, we only have one. Noel got 6 correct. I don't think we have to talk about it anymore. It's just Noel. But
Poggers.
Poggers, congrats Noel on being the Oracle of this week. But that's going to be it for this week's Blizzard Breakdown. We'll catch you guys next week. SirMe, Neo, and Apple, thank you for coming out. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
All right, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
Finally get to
Thank
see
you.
All right, bye.
Okay, very cool.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, anyone want to say anything before we leave?
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah, wait, no.
Ride us, BB.